You get a little wind blowing out, and baseball is crazy in Fort Wayne. How are you, everybody? Good morning. It is Brett Rump from the Sports Rush with Brett Rump. It's a quickie here this morning as we head into a Friday, a big weekend of sports ahead of us. But what a crazy night of baseball. I'll tell you what, all you do is get a little wind heading out toward the outfield, and all hell breaks loose, both with the TinCaps and we have got to tell you about the craziness that happened out at Purdue Fort Wayne. Hey, once again, everybody, make sure you subscribe, like, maybe you give us a thumbs up, and you even share this channel with your friends. We are trying to continue to grow, and so far, so many people have jumped on. Appreciate that. We're just kind of getting going here on YouTube. And so we would love to have your support, and you can follow along with what we're posting. Right now, we don't really have a set schedule other than on Saturday afternoons. We are trying to target that as our weekly full show, but we would love to have you jump on board with us during the course of the week. Plenty of videos, plus we post a number of shorts as well. Be sure you check those out by going through the channel at the Sports Rush with Brett Rump, at Brett Rump. That's all one word, at BRETTRUMP. Easy to find our channel on YouTube. But I've got to tell you, last night was a crazy night. The TinCaps fell behind. They were down 7-2 in this game after they trailed 2-0. They then trailed 7-2. And then all of a sudden, in the bottom of the fifth inning, the TinCaps broke free in a very unconventional way of scoring, actually clearing the bases. They had the bases loaded. They cleared the bases on a pass ball. I mean, how many times do you find three runners come in on one pass ball? But the sequence of events that led to the craziness: a pass ball, runner from third breaks home. They throw it to the plate. It gets away from the pitcher, and the next runner then decides to break for home. Now you've got to scramble to try to make a quick throw to home plate, and you get the ball goes past the catcher again at the plate, and now it's bouncing over toward the third base dugout, and here comes runner number 3. And credit to the hustle for the TinCaps to be able to come all the way around from first base on a pass ball, never slow down, getting to second, heading to third, and then seeing the play at the plate in front of you go all the way over toward the third base dugout, and the third run comes in to score. TinCaps also got some long ball action. Braden Carpathios, he had a couple of home runs in Sunday's road finale at South Bend. He hits a bomb. But Rosemont Verdugo, the guy is unbelievable at home. If he can just somehow make believe that when he goes on the road, he's still at Parkview Field, because he has got it figured out right now in home games. He hits home runs number 7 and number 8, taking over the league in home runs, and he's hit every one of his 8 home runs at home at Parkview Field. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's over like the last 13 games. 8 home runs, last 13 home games for Rosemont Verdugo. Both of them again last night to left field. I think he's hit every one of his home runs into the Rorman home run porch out in left field. But the TinCaps held on. They had a 9-7 lead and held on to win it 9-8. And what a job by the bullpen, because after falling behind and giving up 7 runs over the first couple of innings, the bullpen goes the last 7 and only allows 1 additional run. And that proved huge, because now the TinCaps can even up the series with a Friday night win, and perhaps start to gain some ground, because now you've got a logjam there at the top of the standings as things are kind of tightening up between West Michigan, Lansing, and Fort Wayne. But crazy wild one. 9-8, TinCaps get the win, but that pales so much in comparison to what happened with Purdue Fort Wayne. Unbelievable baseball out on campus as the Mastodons hosted first place Wright State. And this is kind of the class program of the Horizon League. Wright State came in, I think they were 23-4 on the year. And then they showed why they're leading the Horizon League. They put on a show through 8.5 innings. They had a 17-10 lead entering the bottom of the ninth. They actually were up 17-9 in the bottom of the eighth inning, but Wright State probably felt like it was pretty comfortable. The Mastodons had gone through, I believe, 8 pitchers in the game, and listen to this, because these are some of the numbers. I mean, I've got to open up the box score because the numbers in this game are just sick. Wright State got 3 home runs. They got 17 hits. They were 21 for 45 in the game. I mean, they hit 450 something? I mean, crazy. 21 of 45 at the plate. They walked 7 times and score 17 runs, and they lose the game because the Mastodons score 11 times in the bottom of the ninth inning, and they win it 21-17. And let me just tell you, if you're thinking ahead here, you only win games by 4 when you win it in the bottom of the ninth in a walk-off, when you hit a walk-off grand slam. And that's exactly what Justin Osterhaus did, coming up with the bases loaded, tie game, bottom of the ninth, and boom, an opposite field shot over the left field wall. And not only did Osterhaus walk it off with a grand slam, but it was his 4th, yes, count them, 4th home run of the game. Oh, and let's go ahead and toss in a stolen base. And hey, why don't we even let him have the win on the mound? Because in his second career appearance on the mound, when the Mastodons were pretty much running dry of pitching, he took over through a scoreless top of the ninth inning. And as a result, he becomes the winning pitcher. So you talk about having a game, 5 for 6 in the game for Osterhaus. He scored 5 times, knocked in 8 runs, and got the win plus a stolen base. That's balling out. And so the Mastodons end up, I mean, the list of school records kind of just goes on and on. There were a number of school records set in this. Now let's try to get it figured out here as far as what the list of records was. First of all, the 8 RBI for Osterhaus tied a D1 era school record, and he also was 5 for 6 for the day. Now, the last Mastodon to knock in 8 runs in a game was Brandon Sote, did that in 2015. Osterhaus is the 4th player in the NCAA Division I this season to hit 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it's been done 3 times before? That this is the 4th time just this season where someone's hit 4 home runs in a game? I was shocked. I mean, I thought I could understand a guy hitting 2 or 3. 2, I think, would be pretty common. 3, it would be limited. But the number of people hitting 4 is still 4 different players in Division I this year. His 17 total bases tied for the 3rd most in a game this season in the nation. And as far as school records, the 25 hits matches the school record for hits in a game. Last time that was done by the Mastodons was back in 2013. Also, Camden Karczewski, who I think I'm pronouncing correctly. It could be Karczewski because it depends, I guess, the exact pronunciation. But he helped out as well, going 4 for 5, had a walk and an RBI. Brooks Sailors, Kevin Hall, Grant Sawa, and Owen Willard all had 3 hits in the game. Crazy, crazy game. 21-17, walk-off grand slam, bottom of the ninth for the Mastodons. And the same 2 teams go at it again today. Oh, what fun in Horizon League baseball. But anyway, Friday night. That means what do we have on tap tonight? Hockey. Get ready, buckle up. My Florida Panthers back in action. They got a chance to wrap up the series and win their fourth straight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That game is tonight, and that will puck drop at 8 p.m. It's the only game on the NHL slate. Last night, the Carolina Hurricanes disposed of the Washington Capitals, and the Winnipeg Jets got a big home win to draw within 3-2 of the Dallas Stars. But Dallas is going to have a chance to win that series back at home coming up on Saturday. In the NBA, last night, the Denver Nuggets backs against the wall in a must-win situation, and they got it. Now that series will go to a deciding Game 7 in OKC, as the Nuggets won it last night, 119-107. They pretty much put this game away in the fourth quarter. It was a tight game through most of the third quarter, and then the Nuggets pulled away, got the double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and held on. So that series now goes to a deciding seventh game, which will be played Sunday afternoon at Oklahoma City. Meanwhile, tonight, the Knicks will look to put away the Celtics, Madison Square Garden, and that game, an 8 o'clock tip. It's the only game on the slate in the NBA because the Pacers have already disposed of the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Pacers play the winner of that series, and it'd be great news for the Pacers if the Celtics find a way to win Game 6 and force another game on Sunday, or on Monday, actually. They would not have much rest if that's a 7-game series, because we already know the Eastern Conference Finals is going to start on Wednesday. So let's really pull for the Boston Celtics to pull one out on the road tonight, because regardless of the opponent, you want them to be pushed to the brink, and so they have to exert as much energy as possible in this series. And that's what's at stake tonight in New York City with the Celtics and the Knicks. And of course, the news in that series, Jason Tatum is out with the torn Achilles. All right, we'll wrap it up. Have a great Friday. Enjoy your sports weekend. We'll be back with our regular Saturday Sports Rush coming up tomorrow. Fingers crossed, live edition. But just be sure you subscribe, you like, and you share the channel with your friends. We're trying to get the word out that the Sports Rush is still alive and kicking, and we're still bringing you coverage of Fort Wayne sports. All you have to do is just give us a follow. Maybe tune in on your way to work in the morning or on your way home in the afternoon. Really, really appreciate that. Have a great Friday, everyone.